What's it up? We got there in the end. Fucking technology,
man.
Right, go on, Red Ducks.
You good?
I'm good, man. How's that? That's better. Yeah, man.
What's happening? Man? I haven't seen you in ages, man.
I know. Since Kool, isn't it? I know. I saw you at that thing in Stoke Newton. But I saw you interviewing somebody else as I was leaving. I went there for who was I playing for? Total Hypnosis.
Oh yeah.
And as I was leaving, you was interviewing somebody else. I forget who it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See. Hey, you been there? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just good to see you, man. Like,
because
Saturday.
Because I watched a couple of your interviews. Who did I see? Bonnie Blaze.
Yeah.
And someone else I was watching. I was like, what's my man?
You're on it now, man.
Yeah, I mean that, you know.
You've got a wealth of history knowledge of the scene, man.
I don't know, you know. I'm just little old me, you know what I mean?
So my first question, the obvious question, Food Junkie. How did that come about? How did that name? Because you don't look like you're a food junkie, so I need to know.
I know. Do you know what? I remember playing. I think I was playing in Skegness one time, right? And I've gone up there, and I've gone up to the door, and some girl was on the door. Goes, I'm DJ Food Junkie. She goes, you don't look like a food junkie. She goes, I was expecting somebody fat. I was like, nah. I said, nah, it's for the training and thing, man. Right, so Food Junkie, the history behind the name. It's clapped, man. So I've been in this game in the rave business since '91. And like, I came in as a promoter. Okay, so back then, obviously, I think it's pre-internet, but pre-Facebook, well, pre-internet probably as well. So for people to know about your race, we had to hand out flyers, old school, you know what I mean? So obviously we was out, I don't know, just say 5 nights a week, handing out flyers. And so coming back home at like 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, because I still train, used to train a lot, doing martial arts weights and everything. I used to get hungry because obviously I'm expending a lot of energy for training that, so I need to replace it. Plus I've got a really fast metabolism. And what happened back then, coming home at 4, 5, 6, 7, you didn't have 24-hour McDonald's and you didn't have all these 24 hours. All we had was the petrol station there, because I was living at London Bridge and there was a BP petrol station just past Vauxhall. So when we finished flying or whatever, we were driving back to London Bridge, stopping there, and I had 2 favourites. Let me say, I had, people might think, but listen, don't knock this until you try it. I used to have pot noodle and digestives. So I used to have chicken and mushroom pot noodle and digestives, and I used to dunk my digestives into the pot noodle and yum that. Right, and then the other favourite as well was Mr. Kipling's baked tarts with salted peanuts, all in the same mouthful. So back then, in the beginning, I just had my normal name as my DJ name, DJ blah blah blah. And then because the promoters I was with was Rapido, and they all had aliases. And I had a name. I thought, I'd have Druid, which meaning dancing and raving until I drop. But they're like, nah, because you eat all this dodgy food, man. It's got to be something to do with food. I was like, nah, man. My heart was set on Druid. Right? And then someone come up with, because you eat junk food anyway. Yeah, DJ Junk Food. I was like, nah, man. And one of the guys said, no, Food Junkie. That's the one, Food Junkie. Mate, I hated it, but it stuck. I hated that name for about, 2 months. I'm like, nah, man. But hey, the rest is history. And it stuck, man, because of what I used to eat and how I used to eat it. Do you know what I mean?
It's a legendary name. It's a legendary name,
man. Man. So they say, man. So that is the history.
What was you playing in '91? Hardcore?
Yeah, hardcore, man. Yeah. Well, back then it was all under one umbrella, rave. Yeah. Rave. I don't even think rave / hardcore. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was just rave music. I'm thinking not hypersonic, but just all like Trumpton. You know, you remember Trumpton come to town, and even what's it called? Let's say Prodigy stuff with the Prodigy, Charlie stuff, which all came under rave as opposed to hardcore at the time. Because I'd say it split maybe, let's say 94-ish, when you had hardcore, you had jungle, then you had techno, and then obviously D&B come a bit later. But back in '91, it was just classed as rave / hardcore. I'd say back then, yeah, back then, yeah.
Play happy hardcore as well.
Sorry.
Did you do a couple of happy hardcore sets?
Yeah, I played happy hardcore. I mean, my show used to be mixed.
I got a tape of you there playing happy hardcore, but I wasn't sure if it was you. I was like, I swear that the MC said Food Junkie. I was a bit confused. Like, yeah. Yeah. I'll have to try and figure it out. But
yeah, man. Yeah, I spoke because obviously hardcore came before jungle, and I think I've been. I mean, because I always say that I've been around since day two. Like day one is '89, and then I came in in '91. So I say, that, and obviously back then there was no jungle, there was no D&B, there was no jump up. It was all rave stroke hardcore. So yeah, so if you've got tapes of me, I'd say pre '94, it's definitely hardcore. I mean, look, I've got a booking to do in Norwich. I think January, February next year, and like he wanted to do predominant. He wants me to do a 92 set, and 92 is hardcore. I mean, even on Kool, my show would be mixed. I'd mix it all together, jungle and hardcore and D&B, or sometimes I just have a straight hardcore show or straight jungle show. Yeah, I'll play the way actually now the way I look at it, I'm not a D&B jock. No, I'm not a jungle jock. I'm a disc jockey, so I play discs. You know, from the whole genre, from '91 up to now type things. You know, yeah, just play. But yeah, hardcore, man. Hardcore was all started, man. You know what I
mean? Speaking of Kool, how long? When did you first do a set on
a show? Do you know what? I saw something. I was looking at something the other day. I think I was tidying up upstairs, and I saw something from 2000. I found an old Filofax / diary, and it's got in there Kool doing a show with Kool with Shocking, and that's from 2000. So that's I used to do a couple of guests. I used to guest on there occasionally, and then eventually I got a full-time show, so to speak. So I've definitely played in 2000. So that's 20 odd years, because look, we finished last year. So that's 22 years, man.
And was it always Saturdays? Because I swear, you know what, because I used to listen to you back in. You're going to laugh at this. This is how long. I used to listen to your set on Saturdays back in 2007.
Is that, yeah, 2007?
You was doing Saturdays. So is that how long you've held that Saturday?
No. What it was, right? Originally, I was on Sundays. 3 till 5. Yeah, 3 till 5 on a Sunday. Right. Again, I think it was every other week then as well. But after about, I don't know, a year, 2 years, I don't know, time just like I got a call from Eastman. I mean, sometimes people used to not phone me, but they'd phone either Flo or Eastman complaining about certain things. So after about 2 years, East goes, Junk, I'm gonna have to change the show. I goes, is it? He goes, yeah, you're gonna have to swap me to a Saturday. I goes, why is it? He goes, people are phoning. He goes, because you're playing around lunchtime. But he says the stuff that you're saying is a bit kind of like raunchy for the kids on a Sunday afternoon. So he goes, it's nothing against you with your show, but for the listeners, for the more adult people, I've got to change it to a Saturday. I was like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, so I've done. So I don't know how long or what year it changed, but yeah, but it was saying initially it was Sundays. But it got changed to Saturdays. Well, you know how I roll on my show, yeah, with like 12 inches of silky blackness and whatnot. So smooth silky blackness and shit and stuff like
that. Loads of energy, man. Loads of energy. So tell us about your childhood growing up. My childhood? What area did you grow up in?
No, I was brought up in. I'll say Kingston upon Thames. I was in Surrey, so Surbiton, Tolworth, and Kingston in Surrey. Literally up until I was. When did I move out? I moved. I moved when I was 25, 26. So I got engaged, and I moved to Aldershot. But then when we split up in '91, which is like when I hit the racing. But like, Kingston, Surbiton, Tolworth, New Malden, Wimbledon is all where I used to kind of like was where I was brought up myself. And initially, my when I started DJing, it was soul, funk, electro and hip, because I used to break dance at Covent Garden. So like and so me and two friends, we kind of like formed the soul sound. And so like one guy specialised in reggae and soul, another guy specialised in commercial soul, like Alexander O'Neill and stuff like that, and reggae. And then I specialised in funk, soul, hip house, and hip hop because I used to break dance. And how I started DJing, how I started DJing. Never DJing as a child, teenager, never came into my head at all. But like a friend of mine, my friend Dale, who shares the same birthday, he's going out with this girl, and her parents owned Wimbledon Greyhound Stadium, right? And so she was having a 21st birthday party, and he said, look, and it was at a stadium. So I've gone down there, and I turned out that my two other friends were DJ, and I was like, I didn't know that you two DJ. They said, yeah. So I said to them, can I have a go? So they said, yeah. And it turned out that my mixing was better than theirs. And then so from that, they said, yeah, join us. And then we created a little soul sound. And then we used to put on our own events, all in the Kingston, Cheshunt, Surbiton, and Alden, Tooting, Wimbledon area. And people used to also phone us up to do booking, to go and play parties and whatnot. Yeah, so like I say, DJing was never on my radar at all. Not until that time. So I was probably, I don't know I think she was older. So I don't know. I might have been about 22-ish, 21, 20, something like that. Yeah, because up until then, because I was breakdancing. Because before then, my thing was either breakdancing or roller skating. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, because I mean, God's honest, at school, I wanted to be a bus driver when I was at school. And then I mean, I did go into electronics because my dad was into electronics. But DJing, that just came out of nowhere, mate. That came out of nowhere. Yeah, man.
So you moved
childhood.
Go on.
Yeah, and the childhood was happy-ish. Yeah, it's fairly happy. But obviously living in Surrey, there weren't too many black families that down them size. So you can, and me being skinny as well, really skinny back then. So I got a lot of stick for being in a predominantly white era and being the skinny black kid.
Well, yeah, I was about to ask you, what was it like growing up in that area?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but back in the
early days.
Yeah, 70s. I mean, 70s and 80s. 70s and 80s for a young black kid in Surrey was it was tough, tough-ish. But I think I just kind of like found other stuff to concentrate on. Like, I mean, because I've been fairly active. I mean, I've done gymnastics from the age of 7 until 14, and then from about 13 until, I don't know, maybe 20, I was roller skating. And then from about 16, 17 until early 20s, I was breakdancing. And then after breakdancing came the DJing. Yeah, so I think as much I did have a lot of racism aimed at me. But because I had other interests that I focused more on that. So, I mean, it's funny enough, though, how people can be, I don't know, let's say naive. Because I remember speaking to my mum and saying something, and my mum was like, no, I never experienced that. And yet I can remember being with my mum as a child, as a child under 10, and stuff being said to us, shouted at us from across the road. And my mum was like, I don't remember none of us, so hence kind of like being a bit naive, my mum being a bit naive, or oblivious to it all. But like, there was a lot of racism back then, in the 70s. But I don't even think the fact that it was Surrey. I just think in general in England, do you know what I mean? There was a lot of racism in the 70s and the 80s, and then in the 90s, I hit the race, and obviously the race just brings everyone as one. There is no colour.
Yeah, the music did bring everyone together, isn't it?
Yeah, because rave, there is no colour in rave. You're just all together, because like you all were there for the same reason, aren't you? To just dance and have fun and get off your nut or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, say childhood, I was just fairly active basically. So I would say it wasn't gymnastics, it was breakdancing, it was roller skating, and it was swinging. Yeah, and then it was DJ and dancing. I just love dancing. I mean, even when I got into the scene, as much as I was a promoter, I was on stage dancing at literally all the raves. I mean, I used to dance alongside the Prodigy and all them boys as well on stage. So I used to dance. I used to MC as well, and then the DJ, and also being a promoter. But then there came a time, I think, when I kind of said to myself, well, I need to choose one or the other, whether I want to be an MC or whether I want to be a DJ or a dancer. And the reason I chose DJing at the time is because back then, an MC would stay at one or maybe 2 events for the evening and earn X amount of money. Whereas a DJ, he'd be at 2, 3, 4, 5 events a night and earning more money. I was like, yeah, man, show me the money, man. Show me the money. So it's the reason I thought I took the DJing route. I mean, I like, because I used to share a house with Kenny and that, and like, there's times like if I wasn't playing. Yeah, Kenny Ken. And like, there's times if I wasn't playing, I'd go out and like, I'd MC over Kenny's set. You know what I mean? When we go out and that. Yeah, so basically, I have done the whole shebang. I've been a DJ, I've been a dancer, I've been an MC, and I've been a promoter. I've done the whole shebang, man. I mean,
who gave you your first break?
It would be what's his name? Right, it was at the Astoria. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of the event. The guy's name is Anton. A guy named Anton. I forget the event. We're talking. But what happens, God? You want the story behind this one now?
Go on.
So I'm living in Aldershot with my then fiance, but we split up. Okay. And I knew these two other girls, right? So bearing in mind also, when I moved to Aldershot, I was still DJing. People said, "No, will you come and play for us?" So I was playing hip house, and electro, or hip hop electro back then. And then these two guys, because I was a bit down, you know, being engaged, and just stopped the girlfriend, blah blah blah. And they said, "Oh, come to the Astoria." I said, "What's going for a rave?" And I'm like, "No, man, I ain't going to no frigging acid rave. I'm into like keep on moving on, stop, keep on." And then you want to tell me to go. But anyway, they persuaded me to go, and I went to the Astoria. Mate, I think probably because I was broken-hearted, but like we got there at 11, didn't get until 10 past 1. I was like, the queue went all around the store into Soho Square. And to which I said, this club bet be worth getting into. And they're like, "Well, do you think all these people are queuing for no reason?" Like, yeah, fair dues. Got in there at 1 o'clock. Listen, I danced my socks off till 6 o'clock, man, non-stop. I was on some table thingy, right? And like, and what it is as well, what happened then is because I'm coming from a nightclub background. We used to finish at 2 o'clock. All right, so I thought ecstasy was like a stamina pill to make you last from 2 till 6 o'clock. Because when I was dancing, because I think I'm Manchester, but when I'm dancing on this, I had all these people come up, loads of people come to me, "Mate, what you want? What you want? What do you want? Yeah, what you want a natch? As in you want a natch?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh yeah, well." They see me dancing all night. I didn't know what the hell they was talking about. So it's either that night, and because I liked it so much, obviously. I don't know if it was that night, but it might have been the second time I went down there. I found out who the promoter was. Went home, done a demo tape, sent him a demo tape. And within 6 weeks, I was playing at the Astoria. So Anton, I forget the actual name of the event. Yeah, so Anton at the Astoria, and I don't know where he is or what he's done. I haven't really seen him since for that first year, or maybe the first 2 years or so. I don't see. It used to be two guys, Anton and someone else. I'll have to ask Kenny. Kenny knows who they were. But yeah, but it's Anton that gave me my first band. And that was obviously that at the time that was under my normal name, you know, DJ or whatever. And in my third wave, I think, was when I went to a Rapido thing in Dalston at the back of a church. And then what I'd done, I just moved in with him from Aldershot. I said, "Forget Aldershot, man." And I just moved into Timmy's flat in Aldershot for Rapido. And then yeah, it just kind of kicked off from there. Because I can remember as well, because I went to the store a couple of times in it, and sometimes I'll be driving up, and I'd take these two girls, and we'd put up our set lights, and we'd go, "Yeah, wait," and I'd say there was that one love time. "Where you going? Where you going? Oh, we're going thing." I can remember saying, I can remember this to this day. They're keeping up in the other car. We're going to telepathy, and I think, "It's telepathy, man. No, I'm going to your store." "Yeah, going like," "Oh, obviously telepathy." You know what I mean? It's like I ended up going to telepathy, you know, as you'll do. But I was thinking, telepathy. No, I'm going thingy, man. We're going blah blah blah. But yeah. So that's so Anton from the Astoria, the Crazy Club. That was it. The Crazy Club at the Astoria back in '91. Yeah. So and that was Easter, April Easter 1991. Yeah, it was my first break.
Wow, and you still remember? That's good, man.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, and at first I was, because did you ever go to the Astoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had the main stage, and then you had upstairs the mezzanine type. So I first started you know it was even so funny. Oh, flip me, because obviously when it was me and my two boys before I hit the rave scene, and we had belt drive turntables. Yeah. Okay, so obviously with the belt drive, when you're mixing, you kind of you push it, you push the turntable so that there's no lag, so that it does a okay. Yeah. So now I've gone to the Astoria, Technics 1200, and I'm pushing the fingers, going, "Oh shit, what's going on?" Not realizing that I didn't need to push the record for it to catch up with the one that's playing. It was just a weird thing, playing on Technics after playing for X amount of years on belt drive to go onto direct drive. And another thing is as well, with regards to DJing, because obviously I'm just starting now, and I've had the belt drives, and at the time, in fact, now let me go slightly before this. So me and my two pals, we went to before the rave scene, when I was playing hip house and whatever, and electro, and we went to Menorca, the Spanish island, right? I think that's back in '87 or '86, right? And obviously at the time, all the wine bars, they had Technics, right? Technics. So we're like, yeah, what we do, right? Because we can't afford them, we'll wait for the price to come down. because at the time they were 299 plus VAT, I think. Price come down, your mum. They never come down. And I'm talking, even up to this day, what, 2023, they still ain't come down in price.
Exactly.
We're waiting for the Christmas sales. We're waiting for Black Friday. Mate, they never come down, man, from 299 plus VAT. Yes. So hence why I was so, when the first time I played it at Story, and there were techniques, sugar. And as it happens, I'm getting warm now, chatting to you guys. And as it happens, I never had any turntables, Technics until, so when I moved to McKinney, so we're talking, when did we move there? So 91 was London Bridge, 92 was Cole, 93 was, not hold on, 93. So probably, I didn't have any turntables of my own until about 1994, any Technics. So that's 3-4 years down the line. When I used to play out, I used to love playing because that was my practice. Occasionally, there was this guy, this DJ that used to live opposite Leighton Football Club, Leighton Orient Football, and he lived in they've knocked him down now, but there used to be a tower block, and he used to overlook. Do you know, I used to lug my records from Surbiton in Surrey on the train to his house, right, to practice until I moved in with that. Then I mean that would have been 91, 92. And then I think I met Kenny at the Astoria, fun enough, and then we just hit it off. And then we all moved up to Cambridge. I moved to Cambridge maybe, let's say 93, and occasionally Kenny would let me practice on his decks because he was really counting. But yeah, I never had my own decks until 94, 95. And the decks that I had, do you remember AWOL?
Yeah.
Yeah, AWOL, right? Well, I used to get on really well with Stuart. Stuart was the sound engineer for AWOL. And it turned out that after a while, because that they had a spare set of decks, right? But they were gonna change the decks for a brand new set of Technics. So Stuart said, he said, look, I've got the old decks. Do you want to buy them off us? I said, yeah, man. And I think I still paid £600 or £700 back then. But even then, I mean, I was earning money from DJing and blah blah. Yeah, so I never had any decks of mine until about 4 years into DJing. So hence why I used to love playing up. that was my practice, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So proper decks never came for ages. Yeah.
So who do you look up to? Who's your inspiration?
I remember when we used to when I used to share a house with Kenny, we used to live in Leytonstone. I remember Darren J coming around one time, right? And Darren said, and I think this is it. Darren said it back then, not so much now, when it's a bit easier and it's just computers now for DJing. But Darren said, he said, you know, he said, I respect anyone that's got the balls to stand up in front of all these people and play music. You know what I mean? As far as I have to say Kenny, because I shared a house with him for X amount of years. Back then, I don't know. Because at the time, in the early 90s, I don't think any of us took it as a business. We were just out there having fun. So we were all kind of on the same level. There was no one who was this level and that level. We were all on the same, and we were just, who do I look up to? I don't know. I suppose anyone that's helped promote the scene, make it go like Groove Rider, Fabio, Bookham, Kenny, Mickey, Hype, all of them. Yeah, I suppose you have to really, because without them, the scene wouldn't be what it is without those guys. So yeah, I have to look up to all of those guys, all of them, you know, that was there back in the beginning, from day one type thing, you know. Yeah. And also, you know, some guy called that come along later called Redlock. He used to DJ before me. Mate, have you heard his mixing? Jesus, I'm gonna tell you something about his MC's pretty hot too.
MC, speaking of MCs, are you into MCs? Fan of MCs, or is it a no?
You know, it's funny, right? Because back in, when I used to live in Leytonstone, let's say, I think it was 93, 94, and I got interviewed by this guy from this magazine. I forget the magazine, I could see it. And just about a month or so before he had interviewed me, bear in mind, we're going back to 93, 94. And he's asked me the same question, to which I said to him, I quoted him, Fabio, in what Fabio said in his interview. And Fabio said, look, in all the years that he's been playing, he's never heard anyone go to a rave to hear MC so-and-so. Oh, how times change.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
That's changed.
Oh, how times change. Yeah, and for me, if they're not too intrusive, yeah, cool. I mean, because I've got a tape upstairs, right? from when I played at some club a rave outdoor thing in Basingstoke, and I've named the tape Too Many MCs because it's like everyone and his mate is just jumping on the mic, and they were out of 10, 5/6 out of 10. If they were 10 out of 10 at lyrics and rhyming and getting the crowd, then yeah, but they were at 6 out of 10. But I think nowadays, MCs are a bit more professional, shall we say. And I thought, I used to have my own MC. I used to have a guy called Demus J that used to come out with me quite a lot. Yeah. So I mean, we used to work really well together. Yeah. If they're not too intrusive, I mean, a lot of people like GQ because he'll only say certain bits at certain, and he will let the music go. If they're not too intrusive, yeah, I like them basically. I'm not against them. It's if they just want to hear their own voice, you know what? Later, you know, I'll tell you a funny story. 2 funny stories, yeah. Remember Milwaukee's up in Bedford, right? Club called Milwaukee's in Bedford, right? So Frosty was on before me, right? Club was jammed. It's a medium-sized club, probably holds about 400 or 500. Used to get jammed every Friday, right? Frosty was on, right? And he's mixing, and he's like, obviously the MC's like, mate, shut up, because he's trying to mix, mate. He said, mate. And I can't remember who it was anyway. Mate, in the end, got out of the DJ box, up to the MC. Yanked the mic out his hand and brought him back inside the DJ box. And then he was able to do his mix. But then saying that, I've got a similar story for myself for a couple of years later. Do you remember Bagley's, yeah, at King's Cross? Yeah. So I remember I was at Bagley's and the same thing happened to me. I was like, mate, shut up. Because on this, because obviously you must know when you play at some sets, they have the MC coming through the monitor. Sometimes they don't. Yes. And this geezer was just rapping. So I've done the same thing. I gave him a chance, got out of the DJ box, nicked the mic, just took the mic off him. But the funny thing about that is, the next week, when I was sorting out my tunes for a next rave, what was in my record box? The microphone from the previous week. I nicked off the MC. Completely, I forgot to put it in my box, man. I was like, what the hell? Oh yeah, shit, that's from last week, man. One nicked it off MC so-and-so. Because he was just rabbiting on, man. If they're not rabbiting, if they're getting a crowd, cool. Do you know what I mean? If they're hyping the crowd for both them, for you, and the crowd's all thing in. But if they just rabbit on to hear them and no one's like, or if they're just chatting for their mates, for the 3 mates that come up in the car, no, man. Because at the end of the day,
come out in the car.
Yeah, that's what some people do. Yeah, shout out to John, yeah, and Pete, everything, come on. But because at the end of the day, the promoter is paying him to entertain the crowd, and not him and his mates that going for free. You know what I mean? They're not paying X amount of money for your wages to be entertained. So entertain them, man. Do you know what I mean? Yes, yeah, I'm for MCs. But again, another funny story is when Eastman said to me, "Oh, John, I'm going to come and do a show on thing." And I said to him, I said, "Oh, can I have an MC?" Thinking, and I'm thinking about Demus J. But to his heat, he said, "John," he said, "No," he said, "You've got enough of a personality that like you don't need an MC." I was like, "Really?" And I was a bit kind of scared, you know, because I think at the time, 90%, probably 95% of the DJs on call had MCs, and yet Eastman's asked me to go on it without an MC. I'm like, oh, but hey, the rest is history.
It worked.
Yeah.
Built that show, you know, like I said, I used to listen back in 2007, 2008, and yeah, it works. You just
without the MC. Yeah. So he had great foresight, Mr. Eastman. You know what I mean? Yeah. So please forgive all what I said about him. How did you get on there?
Cool. Oh, I gave Eastman a mix, but I've been trying to get on there for years, and like I went through Flirt, that just fell through. I tried to go through Brocky, that fell through, and I thought, you know what, the only way I'm going to get on there is if I go and approach Eastman myself,
the main man.
That's when I just went and approached Eastman myself, and it was just like that, you know, it was just quick.
Yeah. So therefore you're thinking, I should have done that instead of Brocky, instead of
waiting for them man like to try and get me on there when they had no intentions of trying to get me on there in the first place. So I just did it myself. Because it's not is it? It's not easy getting on call. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the last 10, 15, say the last 10 years of it, but I know back in the day, in the 90s, it was a station that everybody wanted to get on. No matter who you was, you wanted to get on there. You wanted to get on there. And it was so hard. I don't know if it was still so hard, you know, for the last 10 years. I mean, you've just said to me that it was hard. Yeah, because obviously it was the select few, so to speak. That you know, East was really selective on who you had on there, so to speak. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, back in the day, it was like if you were somebody, you was on call basically. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're on Kool FM. It's just a radio station, man.
It's true though.
Yeah.
It's true. It's one of those. It was hard. Cool run the scene, didn't they? They run.
Yeah.
The scene, if that makes any sense.
They started it, you know, with regards to radio and like playing the underground music to the masses. And like they just ran the show, because the thing is, everybody else, all the other stations, loads of stations have come and gone. Kool have stayed the course, and all those that have come and gone have tried to emulate Kool. Kool hasn't tried to emulate anybody else. Everybody tries to emulate Kool. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they were the number ones, man. They were the number one. Yeah, cool, man. It was fun. It was fun.
You radio? Are you planning to go back on radio?
You know what it is? Right, so on a Saturday, my show was 5 till 7. Every other week, and the thing is like no matter what I'm doing or where I am on a Saturday afternoon, I've got oh sugar, I have to be in London, I have to be in, but for X amount of time, fighting through all that track. No matter what, I've got to come home, sort out beats, and then go, because I never used to do it from home. I used to do it and then go down to the studio. You know, so like when we had the so-called break between December and February, because I said we would come back in February, mate, it was nice. And it still is nice, not having to think, oh shit, I mean, I need to be in this part of London for X on a Saturday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? It's nice, Buster. Not having to worry about that, man. Do you know what I mean? And I'm cool, man. I mean, I've had people have asked me, come and do this station, come and do that station, but I'm like, you know what? I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, I saw Thingy the other day, but I think when I done toy hypnosis, and Flirt said to me, he said, oh, John, yeah. He said, keep in touch. I'll get you on call, but like, I mean, if he comes through, he comes through. You know what Flirt's like anyway. You know what I mean? But like, I'm good with not playing a radio, man. I mean, because look, for Kool alone, for argument's sake, that's 20 years, man. You know what I mean? 20 years of every other Saturday or Sundays, it was at the time, Sunday or Saturday. And plus, I think myself and I think Probe, I don't know if you know this, but we hold the longest of doing a show in the days when people just wouldn't turn up, but they wouldn't phone and they wouldn't turn up. I remember doing a show on Kool one Sunday, I think it was 7 hours.
What?
I've done 7 hours one Sunday where like the DJ after didn't turn up, DJ after him. So that's me, two, 4, 6. So that's 3 DJs didn't turn up. 4 DJs didn't. But luckily, I had enough. And this is the days before CDs and before this is vinyl. And I bought no LPs to play track 1, track 2, track 3. I had enough vinyl there. I was quite plus me chatting crap as well. Made that. Yeah, but 7 hours. I think it was me and Probe holding on. It's 7 hours, man. One Sunday where DJs just didn't turn up for it because they're too mashed up from the night before, from the Saturday night or whatever. Yeah, 7 hours must have on Kool. I've done many a 4-hour show, but yeah, 7 hours, man.
I did a 4.5 hour show. I remember doing that, but that's probably the most I ever did on Kool.
Yeah, 4.5 hours. Yeah. But the thing is, as well, if you're into the music and you like it, it doesn't feel like 4 hours. Because like you're doing what you love. When you're doing something you love, time is irrelevant. You know, the time is just irrelevant. You just do it. Because I mean, when I came out from that, I was like, 7 hours. What? That is a long time. But it didn't feel like it probably felt like maybe 3 hours as opposed to the 7. But I walked out there proud of like, yeah, man. In fact, I think I could have still gone on. You know what I mean? Yeah. For me. I mean, and because I always remember, it wasn't so much for radio, but some great advice that Kenny gave me that him and I always used to go by. It's like when you're going out to play at a rave party, whatever, as much as you might be booked for an hour and a half, whatever, we always say take back up just in case the DJ after that doesn't turn up. Do you know what I mean? Always take back up. I mean, I put prime example. I've got 2 examples, right? One is I've done Fantasia New Year's Eve in Newbury, in Berkshire. Okay, 2 massive tents, right? One held. I played in the small tent. I say small tent, 4,000 people, right? And then there was a big tent that had 10,000 people. So I've done my set. I've done I don't know. I think it must have been 10 to 11. Yeah, 10 into 11. I've done that. See the crowds, me. Then I went into the main tent. Lomas, that's his name. And the main tent was a DJ called Lomas. He's a guy from Wales, right? And I'm like, hey, he goes, mate. He goes, I'm all right. But the same there, because it's New Year's Eve. And back in '94, there were raves everywhere, but obviously traffic jams everywhere as well. I goes, hey, you good? He goes, mate, I'm running out of records. I goes, because I've been on since 9. I think I've been on for 2 hours already. I goes, do you want a hand? And he goes, yeah. He said, what, you want to do it back to back? I said, no. He goes, wait till the top of the hour, and then you come on. I was like, all right, fair dude. But I didn't click at the time. Why do you want to do it? And to wait to, but of course, the top of the hour was midnight, New Year's Eve. So the midnight set, New Year's Eve Fantasia, well, it was yours truly. It wasn't even, but who was, I think Slip Matt was supposed to be on. That was it, yes. Yeah, Matt was supposed to be on, and Rat Pack was supposed to, I think Rat Pack did turn up, yeah. Right. And the thing is, I don't think Matt even turned up, because I remember speaking to him about it, and he said, yeah, John, he said, as a clock struck 12, because I was on the M4.
That's mad. It's true. Because you got to think about it. Everyone had you had loads of bookings, and sometimes your booking would go over, and then you're trying to get to a next club within like 20 minutes. There's no way. No way.
Yeah. Do you know, I mean, because there were so many raves back then, do you know how much time it would be? You'd pull into a set of services. I'm talking services in Leicester, services in Manchester, whatever, right? And you'd see a couple more dudes. What's where you going? I'm going, blah, blah. That's where I'm going. What's it like? Yeah, it's good. Where you going? I've just come from there. What's that? We just meet random DJs at various services on, you know, I'd say from 91 to about 2000, because there were so many. And you just meet at so, you know, where you're refilling for fuel to go to the next. To go to the next booking, you see the next man, the next. Oh, yeah, I'm just going. You know, tell each other about the rave they just come from or the rave that they're going to. Yeah, man. As you said, yeah, trying to get and that was a thing, trying to gauge when you're taking the bookings. Can I get to so and such and such a time? Do you know what I mean? You know? And as much as it is at night, but sometimes you do encounter. And also back then it was easier as opposed to now, because like there weren't so many speed cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we were paying on the motorway. So that was it. Yeah. So yeah, to have backup. Yeah, so with Lomas, yeah, and Slip Matt being on the motorway, and at 12 o'clock he was on the motorway as opposed to being at the rave in front of 10,000 hardcore ravers, which was me, mate. What a rush! I've never taken a pill, but mate, that was a rush. Trust me. 10,000 people on New Year's Eve, and then the other one. Did you ever go to Peckham? What was the club in Peckham? Laserdrome. Right. Do you remember where the DJ box was in Laserdrome? It was right across the other side. You had the house room. You walked through the house room. You had all the little arches, and the DJ box was right across the other side. And you had to go up some steps, right? Do you remember where the toilets were?
No.
Like Peckham, you went up the stairs. Yeah, you have to go up the stairs, and the toilets was on the right hand side. So you have to go through 2 rooms to think. So I'm DJing, right? And I'm coming to the end of my set. I'm like, yeah, cool. About maybe 10 minutes towards the end of my set, Sonia comes up, she goes, Junkie, goes, can you hang on a bit? I goes, what do you mean? Because Ray Keith was supposed to be on after. He's just called me saying he's running late. I said, running late? Mate, because of my legs, I needed a wee. You know what I mean? I'm like, right, how long is it going to be, man? Oh, I don't know. He said it'd be about 10 minutes. I was like, cool. So you know what I did do? I think 31 seconds, right? And you see, it's always got a rewind. So we're talking, I don't know, 94, whatever. I don't know years on music, man. So like, I need a piss, right? But the toilet is a good 45-second run over there, right? And then I got to have a wee and then run back because Ray Keith ain't in. And I don't know where the MC was or whatever. So I put it for 31 seconds because I mixed it in, right? It's played. Then obviously, I don't know if there was an MC or maybe I just rewound it to the beginning. Boom, right from the beginning, yeah? Boom. Ran down them steps. It was almost like a ladder to get up to the DJ box, right? Ran down the steps, ran across the jungle room, ran across the house room. All right, so now I'm in the toilet now. And you know when you want to go wee fast and it don't come out fast? I'm like that. But of course at the same time, right? I remember, and I've got to listen. I've got house music, but in the distance I can hear 30-year-olds singing. You know, I'm like, yeah, is it? Come on, come out, man. Come on, wee. Still listening. Yeah, I've got another minute left. And then coming out, and then running across the house room, running across the jungle room, the steps, the tune's still playing, find the next tune, boom, mix it in.
Man, that's lucky, man.
I think Ray Keith was about 20 minutes, half an hour late, but I had backup, so I wasn't playing the same tune twice. You know what I mean? Yeah, always take backup, man. That was funny. I can remember that. I know, it's so funny, man.
Tell,
She's the
tell
one, little
everyone,
man.
tell everyone about your other hobby because you're into cars.
Yeah, you can blame Kenny for that.
Hobby.
You can blame because when what did I just had? I had a 205, I suppose, Jesus. But Kenny used to bring home. Do you remember Max Power magazine?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Kenny brought home the first Max Power. Well, my first. I was like, oh, these cars look alright, you know. Yeah, they look alright. And what did I think because we used to hire cars from Stansted. When we was in Cambridge, we used to hire cars from Stansted Airport, and because we was DJing all the time, and we was having cars all the time, we used to get cars for a tenner a day, so we could have any car we wanted, right? So then I moved to Leytonstone, and he bought on Max Power. Like, well, these are nice, and I just started getting into cars. I mean, now, yeah, I've got bang into it, especially since not DJing. Well, even towards the end of my DJing, shall we say, on Kool or whatever, I was going, yeah, I love cars, man. I'm an adrenaline freak. I mean, look, I used to break dance. I was roller skating, so I love roller coasters. So I just love adrenaline. And so and the thing is, where a lot of people spend like money on drugs, beer, alcohol, drugs. Well, my money goes towards cars, so to speak, you know. And yeah, it's just about the thing. People say to me, Junkie, man, you must be loaded. And I'm going out all these. I said, mate, trust me, I am the poorest mother bit there, man. I'm hanging on my curtails to keep up with these. I'm always listening to what are these guys doing to be able to afford. Because the thing is, with these guys as well, when I'm out driving and that, and they're in their Ferraris, their even Porsches, Lamborghinis, or whatever, that's their second car. You see me? I can only afford the one car.
But it's a nice car, though, man. It's not a normal standard car. That's a proper sports Batman, Superman, like side car. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, I just love it, man. Because I'm going for the adrenaline because it's not even about. I mean, initially, I used to go to car shows, and in fact, when we had in the days of Max Power, because I had a couple of cars featured in Max Power and Redline magazine. And in fact, I again, like before, when I used to say that I'm a disc jockey, I'm not a jungle jockey. So I used to play house as well because I did all the ways. And like at a lot of car shows, I got hired, shall we say, by Redline magazine to at their stand to play music while with all the cars in there. So I used to go and play. So I used to do shows initially, go to the shows, see all the cars, do a chat around people. But now I'm more into the driving and like going around the mountains and around the country early in the morning. So you've got the I'm not really into like who can go the fastest in a straight line. As Colin McRae said, it's like fast straight roads. Oh shit! I got low battery and close. You still there?
Yeah.
You still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go and get the charge in a minute. As Colin McRae said, straight roads are for fast cars, but corners, that's for fast drivers, mate. So it's all right getting it. Like for example, prime example, if you get a Mustang or something like that, which is good for American roads, straight lines, but you try taking them on our English country lanes for the twisties, mate. First corner, they're rolling, they're going in the field. But Ferrari, Porsche, I mean, that they can handle, mate. They can handle. Anyone can go fast in a straight line. It's when you're going around in Benz, boy. Just how fast can I take this, man? How fast? And the car still standing. Oh, mate, the adrenaline. And if you're doing it with a bunch of mates, oh, mate, the adrenaline. Especially if it's roads you don't know. Yeah, if it's roads you do know, even better. Yeah, man, it's just wicked.
So what is the top speed that you've hit in one of your cars? What's the
on the Autobahn in Germany, in my Cayman, my yellow one or the orange one, I can't remember. I hit 177.
What?
Right, but what there was all like 18, 20 cars and that. But like every time I got past one, I had to think about saying tires are too high. So I never done my burst because obviously with the rotation of the tire, the pressure inside the tire expands and that. And I'm like, oh, but they're all going past me. They're going to go. Oh, so I slowed down a bit and I was like, no, go again. I think I'm going 170 first and then 177. Okay, and they said, oh, tire pressure too high. I don't know what my tires to explode in your minds. So I came back down. But I mean, I've done that was in a Cayman. I've done 170. I don't know if I think 170 is the most, just like regular in the one I've got now, which can handle it anyway. Yeah, because in fact, it's so funny. I think it was the yellow one because when I came back after that trip to the Alps and Imperial, to the Alps it was, and the car was due a service at Porsche in Hatfield. I gave to him and I said, I've got a problem. He said, oh, what's that, sir? I said, well, I'm driving anything. I said, look, in the book, it says 180 miles an hour in the manual. I said, I got to 177 of her, and it's come up to there. He goes, oh, we've never had anybody with a problem like that before. I said, well, I've got a problem now, mate. And then he said, what was it? Your tire pressure were too high initially. So if you lower the tire pressure, he said, look, there's a sticker on the door that tells you. I was like, oh, okay. So had I started off with a lower tire pressure, they would have inflated, but they would have been the right pressure for me to carry on to 180 miles an hour. But I think that's the fast, is 170. But see, but that's just on a straight road. But mate, doing 60, 70, 80, 90 around a bend, around some country lanes, that's the one. I'll have to take you out, man. You have to come up on Sunday, man. Do you know what I mean? Me and you. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Do that thing.
Yeah, man. Respect.
But I like the cars, man. And the thing as well, I like doing as well, is when we're parked up somewhere, maybe we're here abroad in the Alps, in the Pyrenees, or even over here. Is when you get all the kids looking at it, I'm like, yeah, come over, look, man, come over, open it. Because I know that when I was a kid in the 70s, 80s, and even kids who was in the 90s, most of the people that had these kinds of cars were old guys, 60s, 70s, and like they wouldn't give you the time of day. And I know that if I was a kid, if I'm a kid today, back then or today, that I would love to look inside these cars. You know? Plus, I also think it gives them inspiration, because a lot of times I always say, so if you study at school, because they're like, wow, so if you study at school, you can have one of these. So study and you'll get one of these. So I like to, give them something, some motivation to stay at school and to study, right? And plus, they're seeing a car. Because I say, when we were young, the only car that I got a good inspection of, right, is a police car, right? But hang on, not for the wrong reasons. It's because my surname back then, all headlamps were made by a company with my surname. And one time it was I was at junior school. That's before I was 11. And I remember pointing at this police car. Me and my friend pointing. And he's like, what's that? And I said, that's my surname. I said, oh, okay. He said, come and have a look. And he showed me, what goes on inside the police car. So like, for the kids today, I like to show them inside of a school. Not even just me, even the people that go out. I think it's what's known as new money, so to speak. The old money wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Pointy. But new money with us guys, like, yeah, come on, have a look. Yeah, take a seat. Imagine who's driving. Yeah, so I love showing the cars. Not even kids, even to look, just pick people mind, or from the age of 5 up to 70, whatever. I'll say, come and have a look, have a longer look, have a proper look. But yeah.
So going back into music, if a young DJ, up and coming DJ, come up to you and said, Food Junkie, give me some advice, what would you say to that DJ?
Don't DJ, get out of it now. Get out by your head. I would say, if he wants to play and party, you know what a main part of it is networking. Is networking, because as I think I was, let's say, fortunate, because fortunate, but I did work my bollocks up as well. Because I was a promoter, so I was at a lot of raves early in the morning handing out flyers. So at these raves, I'm finding out who the promoter is and saying, look, as much as I'm a promoter, I'm also a DJ. You know what I mean? Because when we used to live in St Ives up in Cambridgeshire, me, Kenny, Tracy, as in Tracy and Chrissy Chris, which is Chrissy, and we used to have a telephone box about 1,000 yards down the road from my house. Okay, and what I used to do over the weekend, I'd get all the flyers that I could. Okay, and then and on every Friday, there always used to be an information number. And back then, to make a phone on a mobile, we all had mobile phones, but it was expensive, about £1 a minute. Right? I'd get all these flyers every Monday or Tuesday. I'll be down a phone box with loads of 10p's and whatnot, right? And I'll be phoning all these, where it says information, because information, that is the promoter. I'd phone loads of promoters, take down the names and addresses. I'd then go home, right? I'd sort out a demo tape. All right, sort out a demo tape, do a demo tape. I've got all these names and addresses, and then I'll be filling tapes in the post to them, sending them tapes, constantly sending tapes, and then I'd give them about a week, 10 days to listen. Then I'd go back down the phone box again, phone up, hi, my name's Food Junky. I think I never maybe spoken to you last week. I think that, hey, have you had a chance to get? Oh yeah, we got it, and have you listened? Yeah, what do you think? Do you know what I mean? So it was a lot. See, now they've got internet. Did it with a couple of buttons. No, mate, I had to do the footwork luster back in my day. Had to do, both going out and flying and even for example, if I was DJing and if I'm doing the last set, whatever, and I come out, also going to come out, people are handing out flyers, and like, whoever's handing out a flyer, like, are you the promoter? Yeah, right. My name's DJ Food Junkie. Blah blah blah. What's your details? I'll send you a text. Yeah. So for someone to say network. Just try get, even if you've got a pay to go into all these raves, go into the raves, find out who the promoter is, network, and keep in contact with them. Basically, keep in contact, and then one day, you'll get, you'll get your break or breaks, so to speak. Because that's how I done it. Like I say, nowadays it's a lot easier because you have internet, you have Facebook, you have TikTok, you have But my day, mate, footwork, homework, networking. But I think networking is the main thing that would run through with everything, from 1990s up to 2023. Is go out there and network, man. Network. Yeah. And also, I'd also say to them, don't do it for the money, okay? Because you find, even with me, because obviously I've worked with a lot of people, DJing, promoting, blah, blah, blah. And like, what I find is those that do it for the money don't really succeed. But if you do it for the love of it, without even thinking about money, the success, it just comes. It comes because like I said to you earlier, DJing was never on my radar, never, ever on my radar, DJing full time. Never did I think like 33 years ago that I'd be talking about a career that ran for 30 years of DJing. Like, really? do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and again, because I think the Mickeys, the Kenny Kennons, the Hypes, the Andy C's, we never came into it for the money. It's for the love. And the money just, not so much, I'm not saying not rich, but maybe it depends on what it could be classed as rich. And it just came, the work just came for the love. Whereas I've seen people that have gone out and just took it for the money, and because they ain't getting bookings, they're moaning. It's because you're doing it for the money. You're not doing it for the love. If you're doing it, and if people can see that passion, then which is probably another thing, where like why we all got bookings and one, because like we had a passion for, and promoters could see that we had a passion. Yeah, bring him in because I see he's hungry for it. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to going, it's a business, I just want to do it. No.
What was the most amount of clubs you played at in one night?
Not that many. I don't so much think it's the amount of clubs, it's the distance I travelled. For me, I can remember one night. I had to go from London, I think, then something in Birmingham, then something in Norwich.
What?
And then back to Milwaukee. From Milwaukee, I've also done Devon and then back to Milwaukee's or back to Saint in London. It's not so much the amount for me. It's not so much the amount. It's the distance that I used to cover in one night. Do you know what I mean? Hence why we always used to meet each other at service. I've just come from there. I'm not going there. What's that like doing? Yeah, it's more the distance. I think 3, maybe 4. I don't think more than 4 really and truly. Of a weekend, it might be. It might be, say, 2, 3 on a Friday, 2, 3 on a Sunday, and then maybe one on a Sunday. Back then, I think the only day that didn't have a rave was Tuesday, because Monday was the Monday Club, Tuesday nothing. 3 I used to play at a club in Victoria called Knowledge, which is SW1 Club, which turned into that. The house, there's a house music name, I forget what it was, turned into that. Thursday used to be Rage at Heavens Under the Arches. Friday would be all over the country. Saturday would be all over the country, and then Sunday was roast down at the Infra Studios. So back then, the only night that there wasn't a rave was Tuesday. Every other night that there was a rave, so there was something going on, 1 or 2 raves going on somewhere. Yeah. We was busy, man, back then. It was good, man. It was good though. It was good. Yeah, and I was just listening to a tape, and funny enough, the tape is from a year ago. I was just saying in the car. I recorded in the car from Kool from exactly a year ago. And I played the tune, and I said, "Yeah, this tune reminds me of Music House," and like get cutting dub plates, and on a Friday afternoon, sit there for like 5 hours, because we're waiting to cut tunes. But we're all there, all of us are there. From the Brockies to the Ray Keefs to the up and coming DJs. Actually, fills me with joy a little bit, I suppose. Because I can remember being at Music House, right, and chatting to Brocky down there. And Brocky's saying to me, he said, "Yeah, but Junk," he goes, "I want to be like you one day." And like, now look at him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I forget what we were talking about. We always talk about anything. Yeah. And he said, "Yeah, but Junk," because I think I was playing wherever I was playing. Because he goes, "Oh my God."
You was everywhere, man. You was everywhere. You was everywhere. You was on the flyers.
Don't know.
I could
Yeah,
pull out
maybe.
some old school flyers, and your name was on it, man. You was on everything, man. Everything.
Yeah, well, to me, it's kind of like a bit of a blur. With all of that, you know, because I don't know, mate. I suppose maybe I was, yeah, maybe, yeah, possibly. Well, but you're telling me I was, but yeah, I mean, I was busy, but it was just fun. It wasn't a business. It was just fun, man. I said that, and like it's nice. It was nice to like be able to do that and not have a 9 to 5 type thing. Do you know what I mean? Having a, yeah, and as I was saying, I don't know how it happened. I just fell into it. So because I say I was living in Aldershot with the first fiance and that, and when these girls took me to this rave, and then I think I just moved in with Rapido to London Bridge. I didn't think about work or nothing. I just went in with Rapido, and we just out flying every night. Because if you heard of there used to be, I can't remember, because we just used to do primarily clubs in and around London. But the main thing was a thing called Peace Fest, two or three Peace Fest, which was one was done at where the Great Train Mob was done, just outside Oxford. Because one of the flyers is big A3 flyer, yeah, and it's one of them was with a guy, and half his head's come up blown off with cut up the music. And another one, it's got half a black guy and half a white guy type thingy. So, and I was talking to someone about this the other day that we done a rave at Oxford Ice Rink. It's so funny, man. And like, it was me and the other guy. I think there's 5 other guys. Couldn't they be nice, Mr. Echo? Yeah, about 5. So about 6. And we all said at the time, bear in mind, this is probably about 1990, that we would never take a pill because of how people look when they're on pills, they're gurning and whatnot, yeah. And we'd never taken pills, innit? Until this particular night. So like 7,000 people at Oxford Ice Rink, and I've gone up to guys about. I was looking for them. Oh, can I need to? Like, they've all taken a pill. And what? To one of the guys, then another guy. You take all that? They all take. So what's this? Me and then my friend. I have to speak to my friend Sid Dominic, who's a DJ, one of the original Rain Dance DJs. Me and Sid ran that rave on our own. 7,000 people.
Wow.
At Oxford Ice Cream, because them lot was on their nuts. I'm like, I was so pissed off that night, man. It's funny that I was pissed off, man. I'm flipping at this TikTok to promote this way, and this is the night that you decide let's try a pill tonight, and it's 7,000 people, and that's what I learned as well. So I didn't realise that because Oxford County Council, they said that we had to have police for the event, and rather than sending a couple of bobbies, they sent a couple of bobbies on horses. I don't know why. And we got billed to like 7 grand. I think it's either 3 or 7 grand to have the thing. I was like, what? I was screwing. I thought, isn't that what poll tax is for, whatever? Well, apparently, so I never knew. But you got your football matches and you got police. Apparently, the football teams, they pay for the police, which I didn't realize. I thought it just came out of your poll tax.
You think you would just be there?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I say we were supposed to pay it. I don't think we actually ended up paying the bill actually for that. Like, yeah, like said they want 3 or 7 grand. I was like, flipping hell, man. Yeah. Life and times, man. Life and times over a promoter, so DJ and dancer. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Food Junkie, it has been an honour.
The honour's mine, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, man, it's been an honour, man. It's been an honour. You've done so much in the scene, man. You've been there, done it, worn a T-shirt, still wearing the T-shirt.
In the newspaper, being on the TV,
still there.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, still got my foot in the door, just about my fingertips. So don't shut the door just yet.
Yeah, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, because the legendary Food Junkie.
I'm glad people enjoy what I do and what I have done. It's nice because it's just as enjoyable to me. To me, it's never been a job. It's about making the people happy, about them not making. Because when they're happy, I'm happy. It's brilliant, man. It's so, well, you're DJ yourself, man. It's just so nice, man. Like when you get that feedback and your audience participate. I think one of my favorite things to do as a DJ when I'm playing that is if I'm playing a well-known song, because obviously I play old school now, is when I turn the volume down and get them singing, man. That is such a high.
It is.
You know what I mean? Just to get them turn down the volume and get them singing the tune, and it's like that's me, that's it's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
No, man, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll catch up soon. All right. Stay in
Definitely,
touch,
man.
man.
Definitely, man.
Stay in touch, Food Junkie. Yeah?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Nice
All right,
one.
wicked. Nice one.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.